What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing good today. Hope everyone's having a great day. Welcome. How's it going? What's going on, Dutch? What's going on, Tread, Rube? Hey, look, a God, a high God. Vlad, Sasquatch, Paul Kemp, Odin, Cliff. Everyone, what's going on, guys? How are you all doing today? How is everyone doing? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing all right today. So, I wasn't really going to go live, but then I was doing some research into some stuff today that I thought was quite interesting. What's up, JP?
What's up?
Not much. So I was doing some research the other night, and something that maybe I don't. You guys probably aren't going to know who this is by one name. I'm going to use. Has anyone ever heard Shock G? Is that name familiar for anyone? Shock G. No, not for you, JP. Anyone else? Anyone know who Shock G is? Give the crowd a minute here. What's up, Gregory Lawler? Well, if you don't know him by Shock G, you might know him by another name, Humpty Hump. Anyone recognize that name, Humpty Hump?
Yes.
Yes, Humpty Hump. He's also known as Shock G. Well, he's a rapper. Way back in the day, early 80s. Like he was a member of the group Digital Underground who introduced us to Tupac Shakur. So Tupac was originally part of Digital Underground. Yeah, exactly, Rube. He died. And I was like, holy crap. I can't believe he just died like a month or so ago. It was wild. I was like, holy crap. And so I'm doing some research into it, and I couldn't believe it, but he was a targeted individual. I couldn't fucking believe it. I'm like, this has got to be a joke. No, he really thought he was a targeted individual. I was shocked. And so I found a video where he's talking about it. I'm like, oh, we must watch this. So I think this will be quite interesting to see him talking about the target individual movement. And now, so he's like a hero to the target individuals. I had no clue. I mean, you know, people who think they're target individuals, it hits all kinds of people. But, you know, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of harder to prove you're a targeted individual as a celebrity because people are watching you anyway. So, you know, Dutch, you never heard of a targeted individual? They're the ones that think that the government is watching them, keeping tabs on them, that they put like little microbes in their skin and their, you know, all that good stuff. That's what a targeted individual is, if you don't know what it is. Yeah, they're freaking crazy, man. They are crazy. They believe that everyone put in their lives is a plant by the government to keep track of them. They are crazy. So anyway, before we get started with the video, I just wanted to see if anyone else wanted to come up here and react to it with me. It should be, I watched part of it and it's interesting. It is quite interesting. It's pretty funny. Yeah, people always think that. His appearance with John Candy and Dan Aykroyd in Nothing But Trouble was the best. Oh, I didn't know he was in that. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, so I was like, when I heard about that, I'm like, holy crap, that dude just died. I'm like, and man, he looked pretty similar to what he looked like when he was younger, except gray hair. He had the gray freaking afro going on. I mean, all gray. It was fucking wild, man. It's like shit.
Did he have the gold nose?
Not in the video. Not in the video we're gonna see. No. I know, right? Yep. Internet guy. The government is watching all of us. That is true. What's going on, Doofy? So, anyone else want to come on up and tackle this while we're watching it? What's up, Julie? So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get it started. And then if anyone wants to come up, this is gonna be some interesting shit. Let's see. So his name actually is Gregory Edward Jacobs. Is his real name. So here we go. This is a TI that decided to make a tribute and show part of the video he did. So here we go.
It blew my mind. I mean, absolutely blew my mind. So this is my memorial tribute.
What's up, Paul?
To Gregory Edward Jacobs, aka Shock G. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. brother. Just found out, man, he was a victim of gang stalking, targeting.
So gang stalking is pretty much when the government or some entity is following you around, watching you. A lot of them think that they all have white cars or all, there's all kinds of different reasons why they think they're being followed or why or who it is that's following them. And you'll see videos on YouTube of them actually confronting people they think are gang stalking them. And they're actually pretty hilarious.
And I wanted to make sure that I give him a great send-off video, man. Also to bring awareness that he was targeted and gang stalked. He was born August 25th, 1963, and he passed away April 22nd, 2021. So this video's for you, man, and just to bring awareness that, some of the celebrities are targeted and victims of gang stalking too. So,
Paul, so does that mean you are a gang stalker? I mean, because if celebrities can be gang stalked, then that must mean the paparazzi is gang stalking them, correct?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, look at Randy Quaid. He's going through the same thing.
Yeah, right, absolutely. I think it would be harder for people to believe that a celebrity is being gang stalked than a normal individual. So wouldn't it behoove the government to gang stalk celebrities? So as people would think they're just fucking loony and crazy, you know what I mean? It'd be harder to prove it's a celebrity.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, what's up, Gregory?
And some conspiracy theorists believe old Princess Diana with the paparazzi, that was all government, cover up.
This is true.
They were gang stalking, and that's what, ultimately led to her death.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and continue this.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Rest in peace, Shock G. Rest in peace, bro.
Yo, I wanted to say to the gang stalking movement out there.
There's Shock G. Look, he looks just like he did younger, just with all gray hair and shit.
He really does.
Doesn't
Scary.
he? Just looks absolutely the same. That nose, man, that unforgettable nose he has.
The street theater crews and all the people that's helping Homeland Security gentrify and so-called cleanse the nation of undesirables. I just wanted to say that they fooling you. Whatever they said about me isn't true, because I'm not a bad person. Just ask someone who really knows.
No, it's just the fentanyl and the freaking methamphetamines and use, they make you a bad person. I don't think he really was a bad person, but he got into drugs like crazy. He died from a alcohol, fentanyl, I'm probably saying that wrong, fentanyl and fentanyl and a methamphetamine. Now they say it was accidental, but I mean, I don't know. When I hear people say that it's an accidental overdose, it's like, how accidental is it? I mean, you never do that stuff before. You didn't do as much before, so I think part of them kind of wants that outcome. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
You build up resistance to a lot of that stuff, and they just slowly do more and more and more.
Yeah. It's sad. It really is sad, though.
Yeah.
Knows me for a few years, a few or more. They messing with.
Has he really got like a necklace with two like beamer symbols on them? He's got, yeah, look at that. He's got like two beamer symbols on his fucking necklace. That's fucking funny. Interesting.
They don't care about you. They don't. When they get finished with me, they're gonna run the same crap on you. Cause you know too much. You know how the game goes with the CIA and Homeland Security.
Oh, maybe it's a peace sign. Good call.
Go ahead and keep the ingredients and contents of that phone. That's not why I need it back. There's nothing on it incriminating. There is no porno. It's just a lot of gifts that I have for my friends. Unfinished videos, unfinished song fragments, loving things for friends I know, some for Instagram, so it can be enjoyed by all people.
You know, he has a decent voice. I'm surprised he didn't just do regular music and songs and all. He probably could have did pretty well because he's got an all right voice.
You ETs got me stuttering now. They always pointing at me with them sides.
ETs. What? I can't remember. What is that again? Anyone? Does anyone remember what that is?
No idea.
Not in this context.
Weapons now, but it doesn't matter. I'm still Shock G, and I will never turn my back on the people. Let's be free. A nice payday, or you can't even enjoy it because.
Okay, now he's going into this is going to be essentially what you watch a lot of targeted individual. They go through their rants. So this is going to be pretty much a rant.
Nobody else has it like that. It's just, that's why, man. That's why I ride them ETs. I hate how they do us. It's not black people, it ain't white people. It ain't this country, that's country. It's these mother. Whew. Oh, here comes the pain in the neck.
Talking about extraterrestrials.
I don't think so. I think like electronic tracking. I'm assuming electronic tracking. I'm thinking.
Oh,
that's
yeah, I have heard some of these people talk about that.
Some crazy shit. Man, they trying to murk me. They've been trying to murk me for 10 years, by the way.
So apparently this has been going on for about 10 years. This is something he's really. I don't know. I don't get why some people think that they're targeted and all that. I really don't understand the whole phenomenon.
I mean, watching his eyes dart back and forth kind of makes me think he's on something or he's on some sort of medication. I mean, they're darting all the way around.
Yeah, they really are. Absolutely.
If I remember my criminal psychology correctly, it's part of delusions of grandeur and the whole conspiracy theory where most people just can't accept how crazy the world is, that everything has to be connected because you can't fathom the world is just fucking insane. And they just go down that rabbit hole with the, I can't remember what that term is now. It's part of delusions of grandeur. It's part of that whole part of mental illness.
Yeah, and I'm thinking this is chemically induced because, you can tell he's high as hell right now. I mean, he's on something. What, we don't know, but something.
Yeah, methamphetamine
more than likely
puts you down that easily.
Yeah, absolutely.
People I've got in the cab and just seen two people who don't even know me say, yeah, nothing kills them. Wait, but I've had girlfriends where I caught them talking to somebody. Nothing kills them. Found out the bitch was putting shit in my fucking food and drinks.
That's scary.
That is, right? I mean, when you're going, because that's not only dangerous for him, that's dangerous for anyone he's with. If he has any of these kind of episodes and he's like, what are you talking to? Why are you telling them these type of things? And, it's lucky for him, he never had like an episode where he ended up hurting somebody and he didn't end up in jail, which is good.
Right.
But
almost like a manic state.
Yeah, exactly. And good for him. But you could easily see how just from this video alone, how something like that could easily have happened, if he was having the wrong, the really bad day.
I just went back many years and back to 98. Only half of my girlfriends were actual girlfriends. At least 8 of them, the other half of them turn out to be plants. Shit they beat me for was so stupid. So fucking stupid. Like, these are people that I liked. Nothing fixes it. Different messages keep popping up. Error code such and such does not filter, breaks a size limit, anything. And then you take that one book out of it, and then it says, that's how I tell you, don't do that. Or he's on the phone with a guy, yo, I just got the book, man, it's awesome. I think that, ring! And while he's talking to the person who sent the book, ring! Voice control pops up on Siri. That's weird.
Well, to be fair, Siri like picks up on a lot of shit Siri really shouldn't pick up on. People, there's some horror stories with Siri. So I mean, I can see why that would make someone, and that would make it. I can see how that would make a TI even more nervous because Siri alone is scary, in my opinion.
Yeah, I am digging the Lou Albano.
Yeah, beard. Yeah,
beard there.
goatee. Yeah, I agree too.
Something he said made me remember back in basic. I was older when I went in, and I got really bored of these kids. So I started making stuff up, like they put saltpeter in our food so that you wouldn't have a libido, and that the drill sergeants were to do this or that. And I just followed how the rumors moved around the entire, not even our platoon, but to all 4 platoons. And you can just see how that tiny thought will affect people when they're just not completely rested at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
So think about what everything this guy's going through and sees this little bitty things all around the world.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, that is his real hair. He's always worn his hair in an afro like that. Always.
So phone keeps hanging up in the middle of the phone call, unexplained. Hey, I got the book. I was thinking about running this. Ping, voice control. Ping, on your Sirius, like little stuff like that. If you play past it, say TMZ or Fox or CNN, and they want to actually run it, a strange text will pop up at the owner of the stations.
I'm digging the eerie music in the background though. That's cool. I like that. It kind of adds to it.
Thing and say, endangering American safety is a serious charge. We hate to see in which you can be taken off the air and all of the people at your staff held responsible for blah, blah, blah. It doesn't say who it comes from. That's just bling, one of those little text messages from 307-2. That's it. That's all it says. Who sent it? It's little stuff like that.
That he would freak out. I got a text message from an unknown number. I mean, it's actually a text message that said unknown number. I'm like, what the fuck is this? That freaked me out. Or I got a text message from all zeros too. That freaked me out. If he were to get something like that, oh, he'd fucking go off on a bender or something.
How is that even possible?
I don't know either. I don't know how it's possible, but I've gotten them. So there you go.
The all zero thing is automated call machines. They spoof a number through a server, and they can make up stuff like that. It's pretty interesting.
What about the unknown number? Explain that one, then, buddy.
It's kind of the same thing. It's a spoof.
Okay.
But your phone company is actually trying to stop some of them.
Okay.
So some of the phone company can't read the number. Some of it is the phone company trying to stop spam.
Law enforcement does that too. I actually just got a text message from a group called, or from a number that all it said was code red about a missing person we have in the area. So that was bizarre. I just had no numbers, just the words code red.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool system. That's where law enforcement, federal, and down to the city level is working with the phone companies to say, hey, this is our new Amber Alert system.
I get that with phone calls. I'm talking about text messages, not phone numbers. I mean, not phone calls. I'm getting this stuff with text messages. This is crazy.
It is. It's kind of scary.
All right, so let's continue with this.
When the powers that be telling you that, don't mess with that. I was telling a friend of mine about that. This cat, he's just a street cat. He's not a hustler. He just stands out there and gets jobs when they pick him up. Looks for employment, and he survives that way. Lives in a van, but we chilling in his van because they also make beats up in there. So I'm chilling in the van with him one day, and man, I told him that kind of story about how the weird stuff I go through. And he said, "Oh, I believe you. You know why? You got to get this." He just wanted to see what it would do. And he said, "Siri, sing the Star Spangled Banner. Not Star Spangled, what's the one? Maybe it was Star Spangled Banner. I think it was not Amazing Grace, not Star Spangled Banner, but an American traditional song. I think it was not Lift Every Voice and Sing. I forget, but he's African American. He's about 30 years old, and let's say it was the Star Spangled Banner. He said, "Sing the Star Spangled Banner, Siri." Okay, playing Star Spangled Banner. He said, "No, Siri, is that correct?" "No." He said, "Sing it. You sing it in your voice." Okay, finding Star Spangled Banner by alternate singers. "No, Siri. You."
Okay, see, I'm not seeing how that is going to prove anything. Siri doesn't sing. I don't think Siri comes with a singing function. So the fact that Siri isn't going to sing the Star Spangled Banner or any song for that matter isn't really proof to me of anything. I mean, am I missing something?
No, but I'm enjoying this guy's logic.
This is interesting. I had no idea he was like this. I mean, wow. I never followed him on any of his stuff, so that's probably why I just kind of forgot all about him, which is why I was shocked to hear when he died. By the way, for people that are just coming in, this is Shock G, better known to maybe some other people as Humpty Hump. He was the founding member of the Digital Underground. He died May of this year, and it came out that he himself was a targeted individual. So we're just kind of going through. This is some of his rants about, being a TI. So that's what we're going in on. Welcome, No Name, STL, and Glenn. How are y'all doing today?
Hey,
I'm doing good. How about yourself, Ken?
Not doing so bad. So any of you new people on panel, you ever heard of Shock G or Humpty Hump?
yes, I actually met the guy.
Wait, I
I'm
thought
not kidding.
Humpty Hump was a song and dance thing.
Well, the Humpty Dance is a dance, but it was created by a rapper known as Shock G or Humpty Hump.
Yeah, I never knew he was
okay.
one of the targeted people. I knew he was a very creative person.
Very creative.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I met the guy. I talked to him for a few hours, and I can tell you a couple stories if you want after the video.
Hey, I'm going to talk about rappers that died. How about Adam Ant? That was kind of suspicious, huh?
Well, yeah, but the reason I wanted to bring this up because he thought he was a TI, and I thought that was just an interesting take on who he was, and just kind of like going by some of his rants and just, we talk a little bit about TIs here, but we don't really get in too much. But I thought this would be a very interesting subject for a stream. Yeah, but anyway, so for some reason he's thinking that because Suri isn't going to sing the Star Spangled Banner right here, that there's some proof of something. I'm not sure what he's trying to go in with this, but let's continue and find out.
Your voice. He said around the fourth time that he suggested it, a voice came over the phone and went, "Listen, you piece of shit, nigga, don't ever tell me what the fuck to do. Do you understand that?" And it was written.
Oh my God. If that ever happened, I'd fucking bury Suri. Like, no, I'm done. I don't know. I don't think that really happened. He's talking about this dude told him this story. So this isn't a first-hand account. This is some guy that told him that this is what happened when he told Suri to do it. So he's just believing what this dude tell him. Does anyone else have an instance where Suri just got fed up and all of a sudden someone really came on and said, "Look, motherfucker, you don't understand." Anyone? Anyone who has Suri?
I wish.
I love abuse the crap out of
If it did, I hope it was in Samuel Jackson's voice or something,
Oh God! Look, motherfucker! Say what one more time? Say what one more time? Say what one more goddamn time? I dare you! I double dare you, motherfucker! We get so. Thank you for subscribing, Jason. All right, so let's continue.
broke code. Said it was a female voice. You piece of shit, nigga. Don't ever tell me what the fuck to do. You understand? He said he put the phone down and went like this. Just looking at the phone because that kind of shit will freak you out.
Speaking of something crazy like that, I was on a phone call. This is probably back in the 90s. I was on a phone call and I was talking with my friend. All of a sudden, the operator broke in and said, "Oh, hi, excuse me. There's been somebody that's trying to get through." Like, oh, that freaked the shit out of me because like they can listen to what the fuck I'm saying. That freaked me out, and I was like, fuck this. So yeah, just thought that it has nothing to do with what but just someone broke through and said something, and just just shows you how much privacy you really have on a phone. Not much.
We get zero privacy, okay? Take my word for it. I worked at this small little hip company back in the 90s. And what were they doing as a side project? Oh, yeah, voice recognition and word recognition. So the government could listen to phone calls and pick up keywords and then listen to the right phone calls with a person. Back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
With a little Z80. With a little stupid Z80. Right here.
Yeah.
And now what they can do is they put your voice and they can do anything.
What'd you say, Glenn? Okay.
Something.
I said thank you. Let me come up. I got to jump down.
Ciao, Glenn.
All right, later, Glenn.
That one particular case, it might be the rock in the dam that just.
When your kid is 6 or 7, even if they have access to a phone, you'll be able to control everyone who they can contact. And there wasn't an app.
They're asking them the hard questions now.
So we built this service to do that. The app collects a minimum amount of information that is necessary.
Okay, so I'm assuming these are the Facebook, when Facebook, Google, and who else was it? Yahoo? Facebook, Google, and Yahoo all had like to go before Congress. Who, by the way, is the average age? I just saw this. The average age of the current Congress is 76. We have the oldest Congress right now in the history of the United States. Right now,
oh, it's scary.
I mean, the oldest is 87. That's what's her face, Pelosi, and so there's some other people that are just like a year younger than her, and they, just it's utterly ridiculous.
Oh, you think about the people that are still in Congress were actually in the anti-rock and roll hearings.
Yep.
So we're trusting Congress to a bunch of people that can't get their microwaves to stop flashing 12.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We're trusting Congress to people who still have rotary phones.
Absolutely. And it was hilarious. They were the ones leading up this investigation. They should have said, you know what, you junior congressmen who know a little bit more about technology, why don't you guys handle this one? It's just utterly ridiculous.
Necessary to operate the service. So, for example, the messages that people send is something that we collect in order to operate the service. But in general, that data.
They asked them, is it right that a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, or 6-year-old is allowed to open a Facebook account and share that type of information with the world?
The phrase in general.
Woo!
Seems to suggest that
they just asked Zuckerberg, Mr. Zuckerberg, would you be willing to share the name of the hotel you stayed in last night? He said, no, Senator, I would not be willing to share that. They said, would you be willing to share the names and the list of the people that you've Facebook, texted, emailed, or tweeted in the last 24 hours? No, Senator, I would not be willing to share that. And he said, exactly. He said, what we're talking about here is the right to privacy. So y'all keep playing your fucking Shock G. What's the name of that game? What's the name of that game y'all playing? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying. You keep playing that Truman Show with me. Pay attention. Right to privacy. Woo.
Thank you, Mr. Zuckerberg, for being here. I know
the look on his face.
14.
Look at the look on his face.
The Facebook was moved fast.
I recognize that look.
Is that correct?
That's called changing the rules of the game after you've won. Are y'all fucking kidding me?
Which is a much less sexy mantra.
Sounds much more boring, but my question is, during the time that
Show me the rules. Are these the rules? I'm gonna play.
Now, one thing I will say is Google and all of them, because there wasn't really any governance when this all started. They're taking advantage of a lot of things that they legally can until the government decides to step in. But unfortunately, because I think a main reason why government wasn't really worried about regulating it is because they're so old. I mean, they're too old. They didn't recognize this technology was so revolutionary and would grow at such a rate that they didn't bother to set up anything to govern it. And whenever probably the newer congressmen that came in that knew this type of stuff, it's kind of like, no, just go sit down and watch us do, what we do, sort of thing. I don't know. It just has to do with, that type of thing in my mind.
And unfortunately, there weren't many new Congress people coming in the late 90s. They had such a control over the entire system. No one knew was being elected. So it was like their staffers saying, hey, sir, look at this. And they're like, I don't care about you, intern. And that's about all that happened.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I when the whole thing came with Congress and all that and Google, I'm like, I'm glad that happened, though nothing really came of it. Honestly, I mean, it's still nothing. We still don't have a whole lot of laws to govern Google, which, I'm sorry, they shouldn't be able to sell my information or your information to another company. They shouldn't be able to do that. That's wrong. They shouldn't be able to,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, so we should be able to actually own our technology. We don't own our phones. We don't own our computers or the programs we download when we pay for them.
This is true. Let's just continue this here.
Play by those rules.
do you think some of the
Now that I've won, you gonna try to retro change the rules and tell me I broke the law? Nigga, suck my dick before I slap you with it.
personal privacy of information you're subscribed
Look at the look on that nigga's face.
Senator, I do think that we made mistakes because of that, but the broadest mistakes that we made here.
Does anyone else just have this feeling like this dude right here is a complete and utter sociopath? He just has that look about him to me. It's like, no, he doesn't care about anyone else but himself. You can just really tell.
He's Data from Star Trek.
He really is. I mean, seriously, that is a great comparison.
I always thought he was one of the kids from It's a Small World at Disneyland that escaped.
That's great.
The sad thing is I was reading this article about how I forget what percentage of CEOs are classified as sociopaths.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can.
It takes that.
Don't care about
It takes
anyone.
that. Well, it takes that kind of personality in order to be as successful as some of them are. You know, you have to have that don't care mentality, and or because if you care, you wouldn't want to do that to certain people, and he doesn't, and that's why he's so successful. And also, you got to look at his business was computers. You really don't have to deal with too many people. I mean, even when Google first started. Isn't this the? Oh, you're right. This is Facebook guy. Yeah, this is Zuckerberg. Yeah, Zuckerberg.
One of the rare people is Warren Buffett. He's actually been petitioning Congress forever, not that it ever happens, to fix the tax law. So at one point he said, "There is no reason why my secretary should pay more taxes than I do." Of course, nothing happens.
Right.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's gonna have to get all of his rich friends to fucking sign off on that and give up all their tax breaks, and then find some way to tax the people that aren't making any money. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. The taxes have to be paid, and it's unfortunate. People who don't have money don't have to pay them, and people who have too much money can shelter their money, so it falls on the middleman. It sucks, but it is what it is. All right, so let's continue this.
are not taking a broad enough view of our responsibility. And
Thank you.
You ETs got me stuttering now. They always pointing at me with them silent weapons now. But it doesn't matter, I'm still Shock G. And I will never turn my back on the people. Let's be free.
Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken. Lasting salvation.
Okay, so it's just I guess that takes care of that. All right, so I don't know, for people that saw that, what JP, what do you think, sir?
Growing up in the 80s, obviously I knew Digital Underground and Humpty Dance. But, like, I never realized he was a targeted citizen. Obviously, I never want to see anybody die. So, definitely a shock, so to say. But, like, damn.
Yeah, I agree. Gregory Lawler, what do you think?
Well, he was displaying classic symptoms of a schizophrenic. You know, the paranoid fear that people are interfering with your food, that you're being followed, your phone's tapped, all that crap. It's just classic paranoia. And, yeah, it's either drug-induced or just, you know, natural.
Mm-hmm. STO? STO, are you there? You're muted.
Sorry. Yeah, I stepped away. I missed it.
Just know, what do you think of the overall video? Okay. No name?
What? You're asking me something? I'm sorry. The hubby's yelling at me. He's upset I'm giving you any attention.
Oh. What did you think of the video?
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out where it's coming from. It's narcissism, but how's it going, Sply? How you guys doing?
Yeah, I wasn't actually able to watch the video. I've got him in here.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Tim?
Yeah, schizophrenia was that word I was looking for. But it's so sad that the people that have those issues just really can't get the help because they're so scared of everyone and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Paul? Sorry, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with Tim and Greg. Honestly, I'm wondering, I guess, how many people close to him were actually trying to have him seek help before everything happened. Obviously, it's tragic to see somebody's mental state deteriorate to that point where, you know, obviously, you know, suicidal or, you know, overdosing and such. It's you know, especially from, you know, these heroes that musicians have grown up with and actors and these just any celebrity.
Yeah, I agree. It's sad when anyone believes that they are a targeted individual. And, you know, one thing I know is you can't take away from the music that he did, his contribution to society. He contributed greatly musical wise. And I really liked his music. I still love his music. I really like the stuff he did just as Shock G as well.
Speaking of which, if you look at the backdoor chat or the back end chat, I put a link in there for the Nothing But Trouble appearance.
Nothing But Trouble. What? Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, just it's quite interesting, and we don't really cover too many targeted individuals, but when I heard of his death and I thought of that, I thought, why not? Let's do some targeted individuals. So. You know what? Why don't we go ahead and look at some more targeted individuals since we're talking about targeted individuals? I know they're not the easiest to watch sometimes. They're not. Because, you know, you feel bad for them.
But they're good. They make me feel sane. That's always important.
It's like why I watch Flat Earth stuff. I want to feel smart.
All right, let's see. All right, so apparently this is called Target Individual. Well, you want to know how to fight and win? So this is going to be a how-to on how to beat, I guess, the gang stalking when it happens. Okay, let's check that out. Just in case we have any TIs in the house right now. All right.
No purpose, nothing. Been at it again. I'm here. It's actually a beautiful day. You see, I got the ocean right there. Sitting here in Westport, Washington. Want to be clear on some things really quickly. It's very important that you understand where I'm coming from. All right. What I'm doing is, my hair. Just got out of the shower, guys. I actually got a shower. That's really strange. I got a shower in a bed, man. That's actually really awesome. Things are going a lot better than I always think they are. As I'm pointing that out because I make mistakes too. I make judgments or understandings. It all comes a lot from our paranoia. I know it comes from mine. You guys probably enjoy it too, just as much as I do. It's kind of like a curse, but also a willing understanding, right? I mean, we're just trying to figure things out. It's what the important thing about paranoia is that we don't let it ride us too hard. We pray for our guidance and understand.
And you know, that's the thing. It's got to be hard when you're suffering from paranoia. And I think that's what makes people that suffer from paranoia just that much easier to fall into this way of thinking that targeted individuals, find themselves in. And it's sad. And you know what? They don't want to, anybody that tries to help them, a lot of times they think that they are out to try and get them. And a lot of times that's just really not the case. This guy seems, he seems okay right now. I mean, we'll see. We're only less than a minute into the video though, but let's see how bad he goes here.
And that not everything is exactly how we think it is. It's exactly sometimes how they want us to think it is. And then we fall in a little bit, but that's okay, man. I mean, as long as you just recognize that stuff, that's the important thing. As we take the steps, you recognize, okay, well, wait a minute, let's just back off. What does it really matter? I mean, is it so important that I got to get myself all worked up about it? The other thing is when we're dealing with each other, it's very important that we're all stuck kind of like that, is the fact that we all have that really weird moment.
That's true, man.
The important thing is to understand that we're all different. Every one of us has different triggers, different way of looking things, different way of observing or even articulating something in our own mind. We're programmed that way, not only just from them, I mean, but just simply growing up, society, the family, the way we've experienced our lifestyles, everything that's all stuck in us, okay? And so we have a certain filtering process. If you were to ever, I think I've had a few of you read my little booklet I wrote on advertising about how the brain works in advertising. It's really basically the same thing. We all have a value hierarchy. It switches to the top from then to the bottom. And the programming is what pushes things to the top faster than other things. And maybe one of these days I'll actually try to explain every bit of that. But it's pretty complicated. That's why I wrote a little. It's just a little 30-page booklet. If anybody's interested, hit me up. I have a lab rat breakout at Proton. Okay. But the most important thing I'm about ready to share with you is things that I really haven't even got explicit about. One big reason is that it's very tough for people to, especially us. Okay, very tough if you're not a faithful individual, like I was not a very faithful individual. Yeah, it's very hard to jump to that side or understand it or even give it any kind of credit, really, or because I was misunderstanding things. I thought I knew everything. I have an ego. I'm going to pursue that. I didn't realize that my ego had been inflated and puffed and basically faked out for so many years, and then received a lot of the programming. I just kept reacting like they wanted me to. I did a lot of stupid things. I mean, man, if you guys aren't sitting there laughing about that, then you should be because, oh yeah, stupid all over, man. I did a lot of dumb things. I still do them. But, look, that's my choice. It's free will. That's what we have. Right? And what I want to explain to you, here's something important. Something that even the non-faithful can understand, and that's why I'm going to explain it this way. All right? Let's speak theoretically, maybe. but then I'm going to lean on some serious prayer, some serious understanding of what it's about. All right, and that is the fact that look at God as the creator. If you research all sorts of different,
What I've noticed is a lot of these TIs, they do tend to believe in God. It seems like a lot of them do, and I found a lot of the pages that I go to. A lot of them have a lot of scripture. A lot of them have a lot of, just belief in God. Why do you think that is? Why would you guess to think that is?
I would guess based on the minute. I don't know. I'm not a religious guy, but honestly, I think it's the manipulation aspect. If you look at how many, all these religions out there, and you have all these people like in Florida with these humongous churches, and these cults out there, they're pushing that. So they're looking for someone to follow. And that's just it. They're looking for something better than themselves, or maybe something that can help them. And so they end up getting wrapped in with these religious groups.
So it's kind of a lot like when people find religion when they're at the lowest point of their life, sort of reaction.
Exactly, and it's a question of whether or not they get wrapped up with the correct group of people in a certain religion, or somebody, that's more toxic than what they need, and they feed into that. And of course, these are the ones that end up giving up all their life savings and everything else to these people, thinking that they're looking for that perfect result or that perfect fix for what they're missing.
Interesting. I like that way of thinking. That makes sense. Makes a whole lot of sense.
And like Beagle was saying there, it's hope. It's like when you start believing in conspiracy theory, you're hoping for this thing to connect the world, and you're looking at religion to try to connect the world because the world is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
That's why religion started, was to get people together to work towards a goal.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very well said, my two beagles. All right, so let's continue this. Does anyone else want to have anything to add on to that before we move on? Nope. Okay.
Look at all the different philosophies available. I mean, look at all the different theologies available. Look at, I'll tell you what, really interesting one. Look at the Hopi prophecies, the Zuni prophecies, the Hopi Indians, all right? Look at the Toltec Indians, a book called The Four Agreements. Very good book, done by Michael Ruiz. As a matter of fact, I'll try to put that on a link below so you guys can follow all this stuff that I'm talking about. If you want to take a look at that stuff, the Hopi prophecies talk basically about how this is the fourth generation world that exists. And now if you read the Bible says the same thing. It doesn't talk about the fourth generation, but Jesus on several occasions makes a comment that
I'm sorry to hear, Beagles.
this generation is supposed to feel this way. All right? Which is now, here's theoretically. Look at the possibility, the way Krishna, Hinduism, Buddhism, the strange reality that's hard for a lot of people to exist in is the fact that everyone talks about God, one God, all right? Being the creator, being the main force, the main existing reasons of everything going on here. And the other part about God is that he really doesn't particularly like Lucifer. Yeah, he's kind of stuck in just being able to throw him in prison, which is down here the way I look at it. And we're stuck around them. Actually, they're stuck around us. Okay? The bottom line is that whole fight was over whether we were worthy or not. And they put Job through the test after free will was granted. And Job, he stood up. He lost everything. He was tortured. He was, infested. He had boils all over him. Everything. He just said, the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. And he stood with it. And God said, hey, look, as long as one of those human beings that I created is still standing on the faith that I have granted them, then you know what? You're going to be wrong. All right? And then the war started. All right? But free will, here's the deal. Lucifer thought free will was going to be the cool thing. He thought, yeah, I'll get them this way because they get to make choices. I'll just influence their choices, totally screw them up, and then I'll show God how wrong he was. But it's never going to happen. And the reason being is because you have free will. All right? And the big reason why you're being picked on, the reason why you're targeted is the way you are is because you're strong. All right? That's why it takes so many of them. All right? Think about it that way and understand the forces against you.
That's a really positive way to look at it. I mean, you don't hear a lot of, at least the TIs, it's all about they're after me because, they're not going to stop it, all this stuff. But this guy is doing it in a more constructive and positive manner, I'm thinking he's not coming across as absolutely crazy nuts. He's coming across as kind of like subdued, but he's trying to help people get through it, which I think is interesting. I think if more people went about it this way, it wouldn't be such a crazy movement.
Can you translate TI for me? I got here late.
Targeted individual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they believe that the government and other agencies are watching them and tracking their, monitoring their movements and how they act and influencing what they do and say. They cite a lot of their stuff from the MK Ultra experiments and other experiments that the government has done to
Wait,
us.
you mean like everyday citizens stuck under chemtrails and G5?
Yeah, that's the type of stuff they believe in.
Wait,
before I talk
you
here,
say we're not there?
I don't think G5 is anything to worry about.
So I was reading one of my two bagel comments saying about the friend from Vietnam. It's a big issue with vets. I mean, we have a lot of psychological issues, but that's the targeted individual thing does unfortunately affect the vet community pretty big because we know what the government can do, depending on what your MLS is.
Oh my goodness.
Logistics was part of mine, and I see what the government can do and how badly they do a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so many of them just get down the whole schizophrenia rabbit hole and never come back up.
As a young adult back in the 80s, and early 90s, the older crowd of stoners I hung out with were mostly Vietnam vets, and oh my God, what we did to those poor fellas. I mean, they did not get the welcome home parade, and when they got home, everybody shit on them.
Yeah.
And then the VA shit on them some more by not giving them decent health care.
Yeah.
Right. I'm also wondering and that ties in what I was thinking as well, as I wonder with a lot of this stuff with the target individuals, targeted citizens, etc., if there's some form of PTSD that wasn't really looked into in a proper manner that set this tone for them. Because basically, as you were saying, they do see what the government can do. They do see the military cover-ups, etc. So when they come out, they don't have that proper reintroduction back in. It trips off this sense of, I'm targeted, everybody's out to get me. And that also leads into the other thing about the looking into religion, especially when it comes to the Native Americans and Buddhism and Taoism, etc., that they're looking into more because they're looking for their answers for this, to fill this hole for them within themselves.
It's very true,
Yeah.
sadly.
And then there's having to soak your feet in the Jack Daniels because you still got the jungle rot, and the VA hospital doesn't do anything for it.
Yeah, sadly, not till Obama era did the VA start to really get on track. If any of y'all know Vietnam people, and there is a lot of things where they can go through the process quicker now. I'm a logistics person, and my free time, I help get homeless people into the VA system. But there are good things out there now for that. I know we got way off track, but
no, I think that was a good subject to kind of go into because we did the VA vets absolutely wrong back in the day, and a lot of times they're still treating vets not the way they should be treated. It's gotten a lot better. It has gotten a lot better, but still, there's a lot more we should be doing for our veterans.
Hey, wait, is that like a new job for me? I could go help vets?
That'll be a great job.
And help them up with their VA benefits. I have Google. I have a computer.
There are jobs with the VA that does that. Jobs with the state VA, county, and federal. I might send you an email.
I don't even need to get paid right away. If I could do some good community service, I could go get elected.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my mid-50s. I got 4.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go ahead and continue.
I'm just going to pop smoke. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
I've got to think that, maybe a lot of symptoms that came out of Vietnam is is the side effects of, imagine being in a situation where you don't know who the enemy is. And
Yeah.
you're living in, for 24 hours, 7 days a week, living in fear. That has to have some sort of detrimental effect on one's mental health.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You are so surroundingly overwhelming that you are still standing there looking at this video and trying to pick up the strength that you already have, right? So a lot of the prayer and a lot of the things that I always recommend about the Word of God, the why it protects you, is because what you're doing is you're pulling the evil out of your mind. Imagine it like a big wheel, all right? And you look at that big wheel and you see it spins. And you know what? It creates your mind thoughts and your value hierarchy and all the things that I could actually scientifically lay out for you. And the rat stuff that we were doing 20 years ago. I really, 2011 was some of the best rat stuff we ever did. Comparing that to the subconscious mind of human beings and realize the mapping and all that stuff. I mean, it started way before that. But you know what? The lab rat things were really good. And what I'm trying to tell you is that when you're taking the evil out, when you're ignoring it, you're trying to take it out of your subconscious mind and the thoughts and processes that will eliminate it. You leave open space.
Is it really low for other people? It's really low for me.
Yeah, it is low.
Yeah, very low.
It's even lower than usual. Let's see.
See, now, if you don't want to follow God the way I do, and you don't want to have the faith of God,
Wow.
but the Word of
Let's try this again.
All right, guys, here I am. There, no purpose, nothing. Tim at it again.
Yeah, this guy's he recorded the video really low.
The strange reality that's hard for a lot of people to exist in is the fact that everyone talks about God.
Okay, we're too far
Looking
in.
at this video and trying to pick up the strength that you already have, right? So a lot of the prayer and a lot of the things that I always recommend about the Word of God, the why it protects you, is because what you're doing is you're pulling the evil out of your mind. Imagine it like a big wheel, all right? And you look at that big wheel and you see it spins. And you know what? It creates your mind thoughts and your value hierarchy and all the things that I could actually scientifically lay out for you. And the rat stuff that we were doing 20 years ago. I really, 2011 was some of the best rat stuff we ever did. Comparing that to the subconscious mind of human beings.
Yeah, let's find a louder one because I just can't even hear him. All right, let's see. Oh wow, it's got the Captain America mask going. Let's see.
Oh my. Does this mean I should go make myself a new tinfoil hat, or should I just go grab the trusty old colander?
I've got some really good tinfoil hats for sale.
Oh no, I just make a fresh one every time. I've got 2 of the industrial warehouse size rolls of tinfoil, the skinny one and the large one.
Oh, you're laughing. The Martians will never talk to you.
And if you typey and it what is it called? MIT tinfoil hat, you'll see this really old study they did about various shapes of tinfoil hats to figure out which one is the best at blocking that certain government frequency. And actually, their study concluded not wearing the hat was the best because they all concentrated that specific frequency so that you got more of it. So, yeah, okay, tinfoil hats make you have more of that government frequency.
And what frequency is that? Is there a specific frequency?
I forgot the number. Hubby standing in the hallway. What was that government frequency? I thought it was G400 or something. But if you look up MIT tinfoil hat, you'll see the study.
Okay. And Kenny, I know you talked about like the Mark Zuckerberg, and some people have, see he's like an android or a robot or a lizard.
Yeah.
I put in the private chat one of the Rothschilds. He was doing an interview, and there's a certain part of the video where his eyes like change. I don't know if you know, I don't want to steer you off topic, but if you wanted to maybe bring that up later or after the video.
I've seen those type of videos before, just like the one where they have a Hillary Clinton doing that kind of weird seizure-like thing, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, she's not real, she's an alien," or something like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's one of those, you know, one of those. What do they call it? They're like something in the Matrix, like what they call them, like glitches in the Matrix or whatever, those type of things. So yeah, it's one of those type of things.
All right.
And yeah, it's completely off topic what we're talking about though. But yeah.
Yep. All right.
Those are some interesting videos, though. Those are some interesting videos.
Yeah.
Though.
Go ahead.
All right, so let's continue. So this one, I'm not sure how it's going to go. It's either a guy that's going to confront a gang stalker or somebody that's going to fuck with a gang stalker. I'm not sure, so we'll just have to see as we watch it.
Where's that person coming from? You see that?
Okay. Oh, he's slowing it down. That's why. Okay, it's a car.
Comes out of the garage just to park here.
Or maybe he's going to turn.
Look at these fucking people, eh? Just look at them, man. This is where I live right here.
What's up, man?
What's up with you? Well, you just come out of your garage just to park your car there?
Huh?
I said you pull out of your garage. Why would someone do that?
Huh?
I said, why would someone do that? You don't know why?
Just having fun. Just having fun.
That really was a weird response to that, though. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Just having fun. It's a weird response to that question. My response probably just would have been, it doesn't matter to you. Like, just because, you know, he doesn't need to know, you know.
And did he park on the sidewalk, or is that a legal parking spot? If it's a legal parking spot, it's like, I don't care.
There's another car that's in that same spot, a house above. So I'm assuming it's just another carport.
Well, then ain't no thing.
I'm assuming this bloke knows his neighbour's not all there. He's probably just, having a laugh when the guy questions him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Just having fun.
Having fun? How's that fun?
Yeah, well, what's up with you, man?
I'm just curious why you do that.
What's up with you?
I fucking live right here, man. Yeah. So you just pull out of your garage to come here just, what, fun with me? No?
What's wrong with it? Is all good? Everything good?
Everything's fine, but why is that fun though? Why is that fun? Huh? Just doing your thing? Your gang stalking thing? Yeah.
Timestamp says it's before 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Says it's 4. It looks pretty dark for 4. Unless it's 4 a.m. No, it says 16, so it's p.m. It's awful dark for 4 p.m. Maybe he didn't fix the time on it. I don't know. He probably didn't fix the time. It looks way dark to be 4:40. I guess it depends on maybe
you're right.
Maybe he's in Alaska or something, because that might.
They don't look like no Alaska.
Yeah, it's because it's way too dark to be 4:40.
In Victoria, for a couple of weeks of the year in winter, it gets damn dark by 5 o'clock. It's nighttime.
Well, actually, yeah, because look, it's 11:30, so it's November. It starts to get dark about 4:30. It's 5ish November in winter, so it might be actually.
Isn't December 20th the longest night?
I think so.
Well, there's a little light back there.
Yeah.
So it's basically dusk.
Yeah.
Just doing that for.
Yeah, it looks like the sun is getting ready to set.
He's obviously got a shitty low light camera.
And that's a carport. That's not like somebody's sidewalk, right? To me, I thought he was just being a dick and blocking somebody's sidewalk.
No, that's his carport. He came out of this right here, and then he parked over here.
Maybe as his missus is coming home, and she normally parks in the garage, and he's.
It could just be, it could just be that easy, yeah. But it looks like it's a 2-car garage. But then again, they might have a bunch of shit that only lets 1 car park. We don't know, so you know.
Yeah, the average 2-car garage barely fits 1 car.
Well, to be fair and not sound racist, it is a Hispanic family, so God knows how many people live in the house.
Or the garage.
Oh, that's nasty.
Hey, how about this? I keep hearing about places that say that you can't party in your garage. I mean, oh my God. I mean, if you're having those kind of people over, you put them in your garage. You don't want them in your house. And if you're smart, you rent one of those porta-johns.
Hey, Kenny, I got to jump down. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, Paul.
Me, I told you, neighborhood of gang stalkers.
Am I too loud?
That's what it is. This guy, this one at the end here, the one next door, 2 or 3 up here. My neighbors or the ones that live on top of me. The guy in the corner. Let's see how many we can count here that have been confirmed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Never had a problem with these people. Never had a problem with these. Not this guy here.
But you're not really. He can't really say he's having a problem with this other guy. He's just assuming there's a problem, and that's the issue.
8, 9. There's like 10 of them on the block. Fuck.
You can't assume.
10
people on the block. Imagine how
and you see what they recently put here? I'll show you. I got 10 people just on this strip here that stalk me and play those little games like you just saw right there. And you see what these people just put here? These weren't here yesterday. They put new cameras here. They got, look at them, one here. See how they cover all the angles here, right? So this is probably the handler's house is my guess. These cameras here were not here yesterday. These are recently installed, and
cameras are good. They protect you also.
See?
True, but target individuals look at them as ways of government and can track them.
I'd rather have civilian cameras than government cameras.
Well, they are civilian cameras, but they assume that the government is sending people to watch them using those cameras.
Well, the government can hack them.
Yeah, that's true. They can.
Probably going to use those to maximum advantage to harass me so they can pull their shit up at the corner there. I mean, these people are fucked, man. They're fucked in the head.
Who?
There was another car just showed up in that clip, parked in the same position as the other car.
Yep.
I learned a new word, honey. It's TI, targeted individual. I didn't know TI was a thing, though.
He's got his camera there. He
Now
won't
he's-
come to his door now.
Oh, God. Wait, he didn't even get the shave and a haircut 2 bits right. Didn't you get a
No,
bit
he
wrong
didn't.
there?
He did.
Come to his door.
He did.
I'll knock a third
Shave
time.
and a haircut 2 bits.
Oh, he's got those cool little camera glasses. Cool. Man, I'll tell you, if someone banged on my door like that, boy, I'll tell you what. Man, he's lucky.
They'd only do it once at my door.
I'm ready. Right? I'm ready.
No, obviously there's no porch light on, so obviously they don't want people going there. Or they're not home.
See these people?
They're coming
They
to
won't
take
come
me
to their
away.
door,
Ha
though.
ha hee hee hoo hoo. The funny farm, my life is good.
I'm out of here, man. You won't
Those
come to
nice
his door.
young men in the clean white coats.
Probably
Well,
be seeing the
nice. He
one-lighters in about a minute or two. Start driving by. I'll walk down here. You'll probably see a couple of one-lighters when I start walking down there. They'll be setting it up right now to let me know I'm on watch. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what
my.
I thought. He won't come to his door.
Or it could just be the dude's not there, but that would just be too easy of a answer, right? That's all that would be. So anyway, what do you guys think? Greg, what do you think of that?
Oh, yeah. Once again, another classic paranoid schizophrenic. I mean, that there's 10 people from the government living in the street. My God, how much would that cost?
No name?
I'm ready. I got my Nerf gun.
There you go. Yeah, it's unfortunately there's a lot of TIs out there that they're different like that. They're troubled like that guy was, just thinking his neighbor, and then going to a house that looked like nobody was there, thinking somebody was there. A lot of them just have some real issues, and I don't like to do a whole lot of videos on them because I do feel bad for them, because there's obviously something completely wrong with them, right? So it's not like I want to.
I think I live with a TI. This guy is so mad right now because he thinks I'm here like trying to pick up guys and flirting. And he's like going in and out of the house all mad and sitting in my bed all mad, saying, why do you talk to these guys instead of me? And I'm like, well, you've been locked in your room for the last week playing your video game, telling me to get away. As soon as I start having fun here, you're in here yelling at me. And you want to know what's going on? And I am a little confused there, okay?
Okay. So so like I said, I don't like to do a whole lot on them. But when I heard that Shock G was one, I thought, why not do something on it? So this is why we have here. I think we saw 3 different kinds of TIs. We saw Shock G was kind of one of the more in your face type of ones. The second guy we watched was a lot more subdued, and then of course this guy was just out there off to his rocker. So it all kinds of different kinds of stuff and how they believe things, but they all believe the government is out to get them.
You missed this kind of TI, this one, the 4th kind, where I just keep my head so far below the sand, nobody's going to look at me. But see, I mean, okay, Master of Science, Embedded Controls, Programmable Logic Engineering, knows how to work the EEPROM programmer, the logic analyzer, worked on test tracks and meat packing plants and automotive plants, and currently no job. So yeah, I bet the government is keeping an eye on me, even though I'm not doing fucking nothing, and that's what scares them, is they can't see what I'm doing.
God,
They
they'd die
probably
of boredom if
breathed
they
a
followed
sigh
me.
of relief when I went to Chatterbait. I didn't do much there, but at least we know something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, because I'm the most dangerous kind, even though I am a total American patriot and I would never do anything bad like that. But I have all the knowledge.
And you are armed with a Nerf gun.
You are armed with a Nerf gun.
Oh, honey, I'm a firm believer in gun control. I think we should teach everyone to kill things in kindergarten. Actually kill them dead and gut them and eat them. So they know dead is dead before they get to GTA 5, okay?
What the result
No,
of a
really.
gunshot
I
is.
mean, if you actually have used a gun and shot things dead, you understand. No, don't be pointing that thing at anything you don't want to kill, ever.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, this has been some fun. I hope you guys enjoyed just a short little show. Didn't want to go too long. Just going to go an hour or so. Greg, you got anything last minute to say before we go?
Yeah, I reckon the second guy was probably on his meds, and hence the low voice and the calm demeanor. And the third guy was off his meds.
Yeah, obviously.
And becoming aggressive.
And drinking to
Which is the
boot.
problem. Oh, yeah, which is really bad for schizophrenics to do. Drink or smoke a bit of weed. It opens up that crack a bit wider.
All right. So, No Name, you got anything last minute to say before we go?
Good to go. Thanks for having me up briefly.
Okay. All right, guys. So, thank you
All
for
right.
joining. It's been a
Thanks,
lot of
Kenny.
fun. No problem, Greg.
Enjoyed
And
it.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, No Name, for joining me. You guys are more than welcome whenever we show up. Probably go live again. I'm hoping Saturday. Should have a new video for you guys tomorrow, too. So, make sure you guys check that. Make sure you like, share, comment. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do that. All right, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you again on another video. All right, guys. Peace.
Ciao.
I can't believe you two took that raving lunatic seriously. What do you think this is?